Hey everybody. I thought it's been way too long since the last time I did a video, so I'm going to try and get this idea that I've had in my head done for you guys, and we'll see how it turns out. So I watch a lot of videos from finngamer, and he does lots of collection update videos where he just shows different games that he's acquired, and he shows the cases that they come in, or if they're gaming accessories, then he'll show those sometimes out of the box. But the videos he shows are really interesting to me, and I find his voice really relaxing at the same time, and he has moments where he's also really funny, so it's quite entertaining to watch, and it gave me the idea that maybe I could try doing sort of the same thing, but, maybe show you a few more of the DVDs in my collection, particularly for racing, so let's see how this works out. So, yeah, before we get to DVDs, this is actually a PlayStation 2 game, Gran Turismo 3. I guess you could say that this game was responsible for sort of giving me a lot more interest recently in racing, and it sort of jump-started getting more and more obsessed with it to the point where I, actually went to racing school and all that. But this game was actually given to me by a friend, and I almost gave it back after a week, and then I gave it another try, and of course, the rest is sort of history, so to speak. Of course, Gran Turismo 4 followed, and Gran Turismo 5 Prologue once the PlayStation 3 was out. This game wasn't very involved. It took very little time. Not really a full release, I suppose you could say, but it didn't have that many tracks, and certainly none of the ones that are in my top 5, let's say. So I didn't play this too long before needing something else. So that ended up meaning I had played a lot of Need for Speed Shift, put out by EA Sports. This game was really great in most ways. The sound and the graphics were amazing, and even, the few cars that it featured were all done spectacularly well. The only thing that made this game a little bit frustrating is the input lag. So that basically meant the handling was rather loose, and that could definitely lead to some frustrating moments, but I did have many, many favorite tracks and some really great cars, so played that quite a bit, and I still do from time to time. And naturally, the game I'm most into right now, Gran Turismo 5, since I have a PlayStation 3, this is now 2 years old, but they've still kept new content sort of coming out, so anyway, that was sort of the gaming kind of led to pursuing racing DVDs quite a lot. So this was probably the first DVD that I really got interested in from a racing perspective, and it's by the company Best Motoring International. They're from Japan. They do lots of really cool segments where they review different kinds of cars. They do battles on track and that sort of thing. The thing that really interested me was the Tokyo Motor Show segment, which was actually put on as just a bonus. But Professor Nakaya has a really relaxing voice, and walked all over the Tokyo Motor Show. And one segment where he got into a Porsche Carrera GT is extremely relaxing to watch. You get the clicking noises of the ratchet adjusted seat and playing with the pedals and so forth. So, and just a lot of handheld camera work, you know, zooming in, zooming out, and that sort of thing. Really, really interesting to watch. So, I started also looking for any Best Motoring DVD that had anything to do with the Nürburgring. That's the racetrack in Germany, which is probably, well, it's pretty easy to argue that it's the most dangerous and most demanding and difficult track in the world, and so it's a great challenge. Anyway, this one had the R35 Nissan GTR, which is the new version that's out right now, doing research and development and just some good track time. This DVD shows a lot of that. Nismo Beast Unleashed episode of Best Motoring. This one has the Nürburgring time attack in the Subaru Impreza STI Spec C, driven by Gansan. And then we have Carrera Invasion episode. This is the one that has the Evo 9, Mitsubishi Evo, another Nürburgring time attack. Type R Legend. This one's really cool for the Honda Civic Type R segments, but it also has Gansan once again taking the S2000 prototype around Nürburgring, and it's even a convertible, and he's not even dressed in a racing suit or anything. He looks like he's out for a Sunday drive, but for him, Sunday drive means something completely different, and of course, it's just nuts. He passes everybody, and he even gets sideways in one place where the track drops out from underneath him, and just doesn't seem fazed by it at all. It's amazing. Just amazing to watch that. JGTC official guide, again released by Best Motoring. This is over 2 hours of footage of the Japanese Grand Touring Championship. Just absolutely amazing, these cars. Really cool, sound great, and from the games I've played, they're really fun to drive. And finally, the Drift Bible. This is Keiichi Tsuchiya. He's considered the Drift King from Japan. Lots of really cool drifting footage in here, of course. He explains his 6 techniques of how he gets the car to drift, and even as a race car driver, you may find that learning how to drift is really useful, particularly as drifting is more of a show technique and it's not necessarily fast. Being a race car driver, knowing how to drift, it is really helpful for what not to do during a race, but obviously drifting is a lot of fun, so this video is really cool to have. And sports car videos, I've shown you this one in another video with some brushing. This is the Porsche In-Car 956 DVD, particularly the Nürburgring lap with Derek Bell and his really cool narration, very relaxing and genial manner of speaking. Just funny how understated some of it is, where, you know, he's obviously flying in this car. It's amazing. World Sports Car Championship, 1983. This is the same year that this one was done. But it shows the entire year and the championship, basically a review of the year, but more footage of these amazing Group C cars, or sports cars. Can-Am, the Speed Odyssey. These are kind of a Canadian and American championship that ran in the late 60s, early 70s. Sort of unlimited cars, so they could have enormous engines, very powerful. Looks like this case is a little bit dirty. But a lot of experimentation and just utterly amazing footage. The engine sounds are incredible, really, really amazing. Le Mans 24 Hours. This is the 2004. I have a few of these DVDs, but there's two in particular that I really like. I believe this one had some additional footage of the Group C historic cars, which for sports cars are my favorite type of cars. They're really powerful. They ran in the era of Le Mans when the Mulsanne Straight didn't have chicanes in it, so you could keep going and going from, I think it was a couple of miles, and you could easily reach 240 miles an hour plus. Very amazing. And 24 Hours of Le Mans 2005. This DVD actually has some special features on it. A really cool interview with Sir Stirling Moss. Some onboard footage from the sports cars, and as I really like the onboard footage of the Corvette, because the machine just has the most amazing engine sound. In Formula One, my collection has 50 years of Formula One onboard. This has, again, some really great narration from Stirling Moss, Jackie Stewart, and Mario Andretti. And it spans, as the title would suggest, it's 50 years. So it starts from the early 1950s and it continues to about 2003. And it just has all kinds of different footage, different tracks. Really amazing. Great DVD. It's a little bit brief, but the footage on it is excellent. Sorry about this glare that keeps coming in. So, Lap of the Gods. This is a 2 DVD set, and it has Murray Walker. Really enjoyable and funny narration from him. Large part of this DVD is footage from the 70s. It's an era I really enjoy, but it has many, many racetracks in here, so serious fans of Formula One, and particularly if you enjoy kind of classic Formula One, this is a great DVD. From the Brunswick Formula One collection, this is 1976 season review, the year that James Hunt won the title for McLaren. Right now, Ron Howard is going to be making a movie about this season, and particularly the rivalry between Hunt and Niki Lauda, and should be a really amazing movie when it comes out, so I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of Niki Lauda Explains Formula One. This is a really interesting 80s production. The music and, some of the graphics are really funny, because that was sort of the period when I was a little kid, so it's always fun to go back and see that. But Niki's really cool character, and he explains a lot about racing, and particularly Formula One, of course. From the FIA official Formula One season reviews, I have the year 2000. 2004, which was the final year that Michael Schumacher won his titles for Ferrari. That would make him a 7-time world champion. And 2006, with Fernando Alonso for Renault taking the championship. This DVD is the most complete as far as offering lots of different kinds of footage, behind the scenes, interviews, qualifying laps, and all that kind of thing. Really great DVD. It's just too bad that they put it on one disc because they had to compress it so much that the video gets a lot of pixelization, which is kind of a shame. After they released this one, they finally realized that they needed to start doing these as two-disc collections. So, some more sports car DVDs. This here is a souvenir I picked up when I actually got to visit the Nürburgring in 2007. Official DVD of the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. And it's got some really cool footage. I believe it's also, you get to pick whether the narration is in English or German. It's got some special features on the end where there's some onboard. I believe it's one of the Porsches takes you around the Nürburgring. And it's the full 24-hour circuit, so it includes the Northern Loop or Nordschleife, and it also includes part of the Grand Prix circuit, so it's joined together to make one long circuit. Very cool DVD. Good souvenir from visiting. In-car sports car. This is a great sports car experience, sorry. Great DVD. So many cool sports cars, including the McLaren F1, which is on the cover here. McLaren F1 GTR, I should say. Let's see the racing version. But there's many. Here it is again with a different livery. But there's many different types of Grand Touring GT cars on board, and lots of different circuits, you know, including Nürburgring, but also Monza, Spa, and some of the other really great circuits in Europe. Lots of different car manufacturers, so it's a pretty amazing DVD. And continuing to find anything that I could get with footage of Nürburgring. This is the Nissan Skyline GTR DVD, and it has a lot of cool footage of the car going lots of different places, but there's some great Nürburgring footage on this. There's a DVD from Porsche, Legendary Cars. A lot of these are released by Duke Video, so they have a web shop that you can order things online, so that makes it really convenient. But again, I do like Porsche, and they have lots of very legendary cars, but it again includes some Nürburgring footage, so that made me really happy to buy this. Subaru Impreza, another DVD released by Duke, and as it says on the cover, includes mind-blowing onboard footage. Mostly I bought it because it includes some more track day Nürburgring kind of stuff, but it does have a lot of interesting stuff just for Subaru if you're into that. Subaru was a dominant rally car for a while. Now we come to a DVD that's a big historical time capsule. Really enjoy watching it. I'm sort of obsessed with the Ford GT40, which you see up here, particularly when it's shown in the Gulf livery, the light blue and this orange. It's really pretty neat. So it shows a lot of great footage of the GT40 around Le Mans, but it also has a segment of the Porsche 917. So all of the footage on this, was shot on film, so it has a really distinct style. It's very fun to watch. And continuing with the GT40, Ford GT40, the story. And this has lots of interviews, particularly showing people who actually own these and drive them on the street these days. Very interesting video. And you see here the Ford GT, the newer, sort of a re-released supercar that Ford did in the mid-2000s. And Discovery Channel, when they actually did a special on rebuilding the race car legend, the Ford GT. I like anything on Discovery Channel, really, but just had to have this program because it features the Ford GT, which is one of my favorite cars. So, not much on the cover. These all kind of look the same, and they just change what the title is down here, I suppose. And last but not least, from my small NASCAR collection, I have the IMAX NASCAR DVD. Those of you familiar with IMAX, of course, you know that the type of cameras they use has a totally different look, and just really amazing the way they capture anything that they film. And the sound on this is also very amazing. And NASCAR actual DVD collection, the Full Throttle Adrenaline, volumes 1 and 2. So this is 2 discs. I actually bought this because somebody gave me a gift card for a Christmas present one year to the NASCAR store, and this seemed like a really cool choice, and I ended up really enjoying this DVD. Lots of cool footage, but with the racing, but also the driver interviews are really funny and very interesting. Alright, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, and if this gets a lot of good feedback, then perhaps I'll make another one. So anyway, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.